Hello everyone, I'm Prem Kumar. Welcome to Vertex Olympiads Math. Today we are going to discuss very interesting Olympiad question. X is a real number, fractional part function, greatest integer function, and X are in GP. Find the least positive integer. That is the condition. So what you can do, first step, the fractional part function and greatest integer function and X are in GP. That means B square is equal to the product of the first and last term. So therefore greatest integer function square is equal to the X into the greatest integer function's fractional part function. X into the fractional part functions, how to write? X minus greatest integer functions you can write. Just you can multiply inside. So X square minus X time greatest integer function. So then how to rewrite this? X square minus X time greatest integer function minus greatest integer functions square is equal to 0. Let us take greatest integer functions n. X square minus n times X minus n square equal to 0. Now you can solve the quadratic equation in terms of X. So X is equal to minus B, that is n plus r minus square root of B square n square minus 4 into minus n square, which is plus 4n square divided by 2. Therefore X is equal to n plus r minus square root of 5n square by 2. Therefore X is equal to, if you take n out, so 1 plus r minus root 5 by 2. But we need X is the positive real number. You have to remove the case 1 minus root 5 by 2. X is equal to n into 1 plus root 5 by 2. This is your X value. Any X you can write greatest integer function plus fractional part functions you can write. Now what is X here? N times 1 plus root 5 by 2 is equal to greatest integer function plus fractional part functions you can write. So n here is greatest integer functions, right? Just you replace here, this is greatest integer function. So therefore greatest integer function into 1 plus root 5 by 2 minus the greatest integer function is equal to fractional part functions. You take greatest integer functions out, 1 plus root 5 by 2 minus 1 is equal to the fractional part function. Then how to rewrite this? The greatest integer functions 1 plus root 5 minus 2, that is root 5 minus 1. So minus 1 by 2 is equal to the fractional part function. The x's depends on greatest integer functions. You know that the fractional part functions range is what? 0 to 1. But what is that actually fractional part function? The greatest integer function into root 5 minus 1 by 2 is less than 1. You have to multiply 2 by root 5 minus 1. So 0 less than greatest integer function less than 2 by root 5 minus 1. You can rationalize this, root 5 plus 1 divided by root 5 plus 1. So therefore 0 less than greatest integer function less than 2 times square root of 5 plus 1 divided by root 5 square. 5 minus 1, it is 2. 1 times here is 2 times. Therefore greatest integer values 0 and 1 is possible. So the greatest integer functions cannot be 0. Therefore the only possibility is greatest integer function is equal to 1. Now you can see here what is X? The greatest integer function plus fractional part function. X is equal to greatest integer function plus what is the fractional part functions? The greatest integer functions into root 5 minus 1 by 2. So therefore greatest integer functions is take it out, 1 plus root 5 minus 1 by 2. So X is equal to greatest integer function 2 minus 1 is root 5 plus 1 by 2. Clear? Now greatest integer value is what actually? 1. So therefore X is equal to root 5 plus 1 by 2 is your answer. But we know that X power n is greater than 100. That means root 5 plus 1 by 2 whole power 10 if you take should be more than 100. Therefore n is equal to 10 is the correct answer. I hope everyone understand. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and share to your friends. Thank you everyone.